Good morning, everybody. This is workout 2 for the week. If you are lucky enough to be surrounded by family and friends, encourage them to move with you, even if that means they're walking in circles around you, making fun of you working really hard. But you guys earn it, you work hard, take care of yourself this week, and I wish you a very awesome Thanksgiving and holiday. Okay, guys, so our exercises today are mostly going to be familiar. We have a tweak in one or two of them, and one that's two that are different. So we're not adding too much to the mental power of this workout. The first exercise are those alternating leg up-downs. These should be pretty familiar by now. Chin up tall, stepping back into that lunge. Chest tall as you tap that knee, leg back, leg forward, and stand. So remember on these on our cues, we're working really hard when this leg goes back to lift it up and scoop it back without having to lean really far to the side. If you're leaning really far to the side, we've got to work on that hip flexor strength a little bit. And then when you come through, chest tall, lift from the center, stand it back up nice and tall. Make sure to alternate legs on those. Next is our sprawl to flat. Same as we've been doing. Down to that squat, hop the feet out, good plank, drop, hop it in, and stand. No jump, it's not a burpee. All we're adding is that flat position. Next, our dumbbell lunges, lateral lunges to our overhead press. We've been doing these all season. So make sure you pay attention to elbows forward, hips back, all the way back together, abs tight, big overhead press, and then step it out the other direction. Together, nice big overhead press. You did those on Monday, but we had the double press in there, so they should feel a little bit better not having to press twice. Next, this one's got a little tweak on it. So we're gonna go down for those crab taps. But we're going to try to add a pause to the middle of the crab tap. So for some of us, crab taps alone are pretty challenging. You're constantly fighting your balance, so just do the best you can on these. But what we're going to do is we're going to lift, get the hand as close to the foot or the leg as you can, and we're going to pause. 1, 2, return and switch. Lift, 1, 2, back to center. The more you can keep yourself centered, think about your navel staying evenly between both feet, the easier this one will be. Also, the more that you push out of opposite hand and leg. So both appendages that are on the ground, your foot and your hand, should be pressing equally. If you're pushing only out of your foot, you're going to crater in the shoulder, and it's going to be a whole lot harder to find that balance point. So push evenly between hand and foot. Last, use that oblique. When you get up to that pause, if you're really fighting to reach, you're going to feel that oblique get super tight. So make sure that you are really looking to feel that good squeeze. All right, moving on to band. So on our band, we're going to take our stationary lunges and add a row to the bottom. So this is not a hover lunge. You don't have to hover. I'm going to sit back, chest nice and tall. So remember, we're stationary, which means that we don't step every time. Once you start that 30 seconds, your feet are glued to the ground. No stepping. You know if I'm talking to you. No stepping. So I'm going to tap the ground. Right there, I'm going to take my row and stand back up. So notice I tapped, but then came up just a tiny bit before I rode. What I don't want you to do on this round is take your row when you're kneeling. If we're going to do the extra work, we want to put it in with our foot right above the ground. So 30 seconds each side. Then we're going to turn around. This one is a new one. When you turn around, we're going to take one arm overhead. One foot in front, like we have with our chest flies and our chest presses. We're going to take both arms and press them out forward. So you want your arms to cover your ears. I don't want to see my arms this entire movement. So arms are covering my ears, abs are nice and tight. We're going to take a tricep extension. So I'm going to let my hands only go back. And then, keeping my elbows right where they're at, I'm going to straighten out the arms. Hands back, straighten them out. Hands back, straighten them out. The most important thing on this exercise, and it's kind of the key to tell you if you're doing it right, is that you should not be able to see your arms out of your peripheral vision. If I can see my arms, then my elbows have dropped forward. Most likely it's going to happen when you go to press forward. You're tired, the elbows are going to drop, and then they're going to extend. So as you push forward, you are not allowed to see your elbows. Keep those arms out of view. You should really feel that emphasis go through the tricep. Okay, last three starts with our stability ball. So we've got our chest fly and then our pullover. So remember, on our chest fly, we start seated, hands on legs, dumbbells on legs. And we'll walk out forward until only your head and shoulders are resting there. Abs in nice and tight, glutes are tight to keep those hips up. And we're taking our fly on this one. So palms face in. Take that big open, dropping those elbows down, and then squeezing through the chest, stopping at about shoulder width. So down and open, squeeze and lift to the middle. All right, then without coming up, you can probably just ditch a weight, unless you need to switch weights and then come all the way up. So I'm going to take my single weight for my dumbbell pullover. So same position in the low body, my glutes are squeezed. My hips are up in the air, abs are tight. And I'm going to take that reach over, opening up the shoulders, and then squeeze back to the top. Remember, on this one, we don't want to end up with the weight over our chest. We want to keep it over the face. That's going to keep the lats and the triceps engaged the whole time. So big reach over, squeeze back to the top. And then with control, walking back up. Reminder, if you're on the garage floor with shoes, be careful that your feet don't slide out from underneath you. Final exercise will be a new one for the season, but most of you have done this one before. We've got our stability ball plank tuck-in. So, shins or shoelaces on the ball, hands on the ground. We're going to find that plank position. If it's been a while, this position alone may be challenging enough, and you may take your 30 seconds or your number of your time right here. If you can add some movement to here, abs tuck in tight, pelvis tucks under. We're going to tuck the knees into the chest and extend back away. It is okay for your hips to go up and down on this one. That's fine. No big deal. What's important to me is that your pelvis stays tucked under so we don't end up with that arch position coming in. So abs in nice and tight, press the ground away, tuck the pelvis, curl it in, press it away. All right, guys, there's your pre-Thanksgiving workout exercises. I hope you have a fantastic workout. Spend some extra time in the cool down. Take care of your body. Go for a walk. Move your body tomorrow. I hope you have a great celebration.